What's going on, y'all? What's going on, YouTubers? I don't have a lot of subscribers, so whoever looks at this looks at it. Um, I just want to do a video about my DJI Spark and what happened and everything that I went through with it. So, my girl got me a a Viper drone for Christmas. I've never flown a drone before. Never did anything with a drone. Now, I thought about looking at them a long time ago, but I never really bought one. I don't know why. But she got me one for Christmas. It was a Viper, Viper something. It was a toy drone. She paid about $100 for it. And I have to say, I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed it. But it would fly away on me, crash. It would. One time it just flew completely over the house into the neighbor's yard, and it took me like an hour to find it. They're just not good to fly. In anywhere, like you can't really control them that well. Then it finally had its death spiral spin out of the air. I was flying it, and the propeller just fell off. Don't know what happened. Anyway, so I did some research and I enjoyed it so much I looked up the better drones. They get pricey. But one caught my eye that did pretty much everything the big ones, the more expensive ones do with the longer range, da da da. I looked at a DJI Spark and it was cheaper. So I said, wow, let me look at this Spark. So I looked at the Spark and I ordered one. I said, I love it. It has sensors on it. It has a good little range on it. I didn't know a lot about it. So finally I get it. And I don't know. I didn't know how to I got it registered. I got it registered. I paid the $5, got it registered. But what people don't tell you about these drones is it's a lot to get it going. Like you have to know. Like I tried to fly it with Wi-Fi, and I figured that wouldn't. I looked up that wasn't the best way because you don't get as much range. So a OGT wire, a OTG wire was the best way to go. So I ordered one of those. But at first, it's way more difficult to get it flying with your phone and Wi-Fi versus the OTG wire. Because all you do with the OTG wire is just hook it up, and bam, it says go fly. But with the Wi-Fi, it was telling me to enter device. It was a whole bunch of crap. I had to connect to Wi-Fi. It's just so dumb with Wi-Fi. Just don't even get a DJI Mavic Pro or something to try to fly it through Wi-Fi. Get the OTG wire and fly it. Connect the controller directly to your phone or your tablet, and you're good to go. Now, what a lot of people don't tell you is the Geo mode unlock or whatever. You have to have connection to your phone. Like if you're using a tablet, you got to be connected to Wi-Fi to unlock the Geo mode. Because if you're not, it's just not gonna let you fly. You cannot fly without getting that Geo mode unlocked. And they used to only ask you one time to unlock the Geo mode, but now every time I turn it off and turn it on, it's starting to ask me to unlock that Geo mode every time now, which is dumb. But once you learn how to do it, it's easy. But look up them Geo modes. It's real easy. In order to unlock it, all you have to do is keep trying to crank the motors or lift takeoff, and it's going to give you something that's going to prompt on the screen. You have to just hit yes. And the first time you do it, you got to enter your phone number and then do it that way and get it unlocked, to get permission from the FAA, whatever. I don't know what it is to unlock it. And it'll let you fly. It'll let you fly. Everything will be green. Make sure you calibrate it. Calibrate the IMU and the compass. But anyway, I didn't know all that when I first got my drone. So I got a Spark. I finally got it flying. I flew it one night. Um, it was successful. Then the next night I flew it. Or was that the same night? I can't remember. But I took it up and I went to fly it, and I flew it not too far away. Um, and I was bringing it home, but I had plenty of battery life left, and it was dark. So I canceled the home, and all of a sudden it froze and it went into auto land. Like it was saying auto land, it went into auto land, and apparently that's ADDI mode. Well, I lost connection to everything. So many errors popped up on my screen that I didn't know why it happened. I don't know why, but when it auto lands, you can't stop it. No one's. I've never seen a video where someone's thing just starts auto landing, but something happened where it malfunctioned and start auto landing, and it landed in somebody's yard. And I went looking for it, but I couldn't get it on the GPS because I didn't have service on my tablet. And I finally got to track it down where it went, and it was just up the street, but it was dark. I didn't know exactly where I was because I was panicking. It's a $500 drone, so I was panicking. So I'm knocking on the door where it landed at on the GPS showed me. I didn't know about Find My Drone. It's on there, but I didn't know because I was so new. But I didn't know GPS would take me directly to it, and I just was looking for Find My Drone, and I found it. I didn't know that, though. So I advise when you first get a drone, you take all the cautionary measures and take all the steps and look at a bunch of videos of the worst things that could happen when you fly your drone, and you don't want to make those mistakes. Because I'm telling you, once they do stuff like that, man, it's very slim chance that your drone could not come back to you. But I had like 4 drones now before this one, and I got a Mavic Pro too. So I've had no problems with my other drones not returning to home or anything, because they always come back home 99% of the time unless you're doing something dumb. Now I did sink one in the water, and everybody like, oh, you crashed your drone, you crashed your drone. I didn't crash my drone. I took a chance with a Phantom 3 standard. It doesn't have sensors on it, all that stuff. And I tried to fly it under a bridge. And it got under the bridge. I lost signal. I lost visual. And what does it do when it loses service to your phone or whatever connection, any kind of connection? It goes up and it goes home. Well, I was under a bridge. Stupid me. I know it's in the water. It hit the water, and I didn't see it hit the water, but I know it's gone. It never came home, so it was in the water. It was under a bridge, so it went up, hit the bridge, and propellers probably broke off, and it hit the water. That's my fault. You do dumb stuff, you get dumb results. So I'm not mad at nobody but me. But the spark wasn't my fault. But anyways. And I had a DJI Phantom 2 Vision V3, a DJI 2 Vision V3, and the only thing I had wrong what happened with that one was the controller wouldn't connect when I took off in GPS mode, so I had to turn it into ADDI mode, then flick it back up to GPS, but I didn't know it started not giving me no connection to the controller, and I was next to like a parking garage in the fence, and it just started hovering over to the fence, and I'm trying to turn it away, but I had no connection to the controller, and I panicked. And by then, it hit the fence, and it wasn't high in the air. It just hit the fence and came crashing down. I caught it, but it slipped out of my hand and fell anyway. But it still flew fine after that. Perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it. But that's my 2 tragedies with drones so far. When I first got the Spark, I tried to fly it in the house when the battery was low, and I was flying it outside before, and the return home was outside. So guess what it did with battery low, returning home, it started flying up to the roof of my house. So I grabbed it, but it still It just went to the roof and got some scrapes on the propellers, but nothing major. I caught it and turned it off. Um, Other than that, anywho, yeah. Anyways, back to my Spark. So my Spark at Autoland, I never got it back. I think the people took it. Someone stole it because my GPS took me to the backyard of whose yard it landed in. They took the drone. Somebody took the drone, but I never got the drone back. So one thing with DJI is when you're in the DJI Go 4 app is it records everything, your flight records. Even if you click on the controller in the flight records, it shows you what you were doing with the controller, like when you were throttling up, down, left, right, whatever. It shows it. So I called DJI and they wanted me to send my flight records over because there was a malfunction in the drone, not me. So needless to say, that it wasn't my fault. It wasn't a pilot error because they could see that so many errors popped up on my screen that it was just ridiculous. When it started auto landing, that was it. So I have to say, DJI hooked me up. They looked at my flight records. I synced them to the device. And make sure every time you fly, after you fly, whatever, a couple of days later, you sync your flight records to your app. And you just go in there and you just hit the sync button and it'll sync. It'll give you a month, 6 months. You can sync them all at the same time. So it took about a month. I was on their butt, man. I was on them. I was calling them. I was just calling. I went in. I was so depressed because I love flying my drone. I went and bought the DJI Phantom 3 Standard, and I bought a Vision V3, Vision 2 V3. I bought that one. I bought two of those just to have something to fly until I got my Spark back. And it took them about a month. But after all the bull crap I went through with, just waiting for them just waiting on them, they held their end and they gave me another drone. And here it is. DJI Spark. They sent it to me for free. It's here. I changed those propellers, but if you can count on them to hook to back you up if something goes wrong with their product, and they did. They sent me a free drone, brand new out the box. They didn't send me another controller because I didn't need one. They sent me a battery and a drone is all I needed, and I resynced it to my controller. And they held their end of the bargain and they gave me another drone for free. So if you are not at fault, DJI will back their company and they will send you a free drone if something happened on their end with their product. They will give you a free drone. And since then I got a Phantom, a DJI Mavic Pro, and I love that drone to death. I took it so far today. It was terrifying, but it's the thrill of them just in the air and how far you can fly them is so fun. So like I said, I have to say thank you, DJI. Y'all really, really helped me out by giving me another drone. And a lot of companies won't do that if you don't have a drone to send them back or anything like that. I didn't. They just looked at my flight records and they gave me another one. And I'm thankful for that because I only had the drone for 2 days, 48 hours that I lost it, man. And that was gut wrenching, painful, man, because I really wanted to fly my drone. I had so much fun. And they're so easy to fly. They're so easy compared to the toy drones. You don't got to worry about them getting blew away in the wind or anything dumb because, like I said, if you do dumb stuff with it, you could risk losing it. Like if it's returning home and you cancel that return home and you're far away, you could risk losing your drone. So, I return my drone home anytime that battery gets low and it says return home. If I'm far away, I'm coming home. I'm not gonna cancel. I'm not gonna see how far it can go and be stupid. So you just do the right thing with your drones and you'll have a great time. And that's all I have to say is DJI is a great company. Thumbs up to them. They hooked me up, man. I thank you guys for giving me that another drone and believing me that I did lose my drone and it wasn't my fault. So That's all I have to say, guys. And I hope DJI gets to look at this and realize they got some customers that are loyal to them. And I will not buy from anybody else, just DJI. Thank you.